What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I feel like I have to bring up some topics and points in key discussion when it comes to the new dungeon and how people have brought a lot of animosity towards Plarium in regards to the new dungeon that has just come out. And I know that the community is in a huge rage right now in regards to the new dungeon, and mainly it has to do with endgame players, but I will say there's a lot of early game players that are frustrated as well. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I believe is right and or wrong about the dungeon, and give you my personal thoughts on it as a late game free-to-play player. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is just how hard this dungeon actually is. Now, of course, the dungeon itself is very challenging. I've gotten all the way up to stage 7 so far. I can probably push a little bit further, maybe 8 or 9 at tops, but it's starting to become very, very challenging for me, especially on my account that I've been playing for 3 years as a 100% free-to-play player. And I have over 10 million player power. A lot of it has to do with a lot of excess accessories and artifacts, but the issue here is it sucks up your energy, and it's such a challenging dungeon to begin with. Not only is it sucking up your energy, requires specific champions, which is sleep champions, and certain support champions, especially like endgame players who have a Chrysia, and most players don't even have a Chrysia in general. I don't have her. I don't have Septimus, who is also a top tier champion. I don't have Raiho Bone Spear, who's also a top tier champion because she places all those debuffs. And the only one I do have that's really good is Mother Sibeli. And so right now, here's my team. However, I just upgraded Harvest Jack. I put him in a shield set originally. He has 110k, which is better for like Tag Team Arena or Arena. So honestly, the gear he has on is terrible, and one thing that you're going to notice here is I don't have enough accuracy because I haven't fully upgraded all of his gear, and I don't have an accuracy banner on him. And you need accuracy against this boss. So I did notice that he does have a sleep, 75% chance of placing a sleep debuff for one turn if the True Fear debuff is not placed. And it books out to 100%. Of course, my Harvest Jack is not booked out. However, eventually down the line, you know, who knows, 2 months, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, even longer, I'll be able to get the amount of books that I need to book this guy out. So that's the other issue, is scarcity in books and legendary tomes for free-to-play players. Of course, I would have to farm like crazy and or put myself into an insane clan to farm enough books to get this gentleman right here, Harvest Jack, is A3 down to a 4-turn cooldown. But again, it's a little bit challenging. It also has this nice ability, decreases the duration of all buffs on the attacker by 1 turn. But again, it's just kind of annoying against this boss in general, because I don't believe that this boss places any buffs on himself. No, he doesn't. So he's not putting buffs on himself. He just smacks insanely hard. So that passive from Harvest Jack's not going to matter. I also am utilizing Seducer because he has a 30% chance to sleep on the A1. Books out to 45%, which my Seducer has enough accuracy for the most part, but he's a little bit slow. He was built originally for the Faction Wars for me. So this is more of a Faction War build, and it isn't a build for endgame content. And this dungeon is all about endgame progression. Plus, the good thing about Seducer is he is a Void champion, so he's like a neutral affinity towards the Spirit champion, or any affinity in that matter. So he's a good champion for this. Ninja's okay, but I don't have Muckstalker. And Muckstalker is now like the #1 champion for this location. I think he's a Lizard Man, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he is a Lizard Man champion. Now I can farm him, and let me just see. I'm pretty sure you can farm him the Sewers of Arnok? No. Here it is. Okay, so you can farm for him on Godfrey's Crossing, and that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to farm for him on Godfrey's Crossing and hope that I can get a Muckstalker. Same with you guys out there. He is right now like top tier, one of the best champions, actually I would say the best sleep champion in this game right now, for this new dungeon boss, and it's a rare champion. But nobody would ever want to use this champion in the past because he's so bad in any other area of the game pretty much. I mean, he's good for general progression, but once you get past like mid-game, he's not even worth it. And honestly, I wouldn't even build him when I was early game. So because of this weird attack and HP, you know, he doesn't do any damage. So he's literally just utilized for sleep every 2 turns, which is why he's so viable against this dungeon boss. And he has good speed, so that's not bad. So easy to build speed up on him, which is really nice. But that's a big negative from a lot of people. Now they have to go and get a new champion, waste energy, get a new champion, then to upgrade them to rank 6, get them ascended, right? Put new gear on them, upgrade the gear, which is going to cost a lot of silver. And then of course, to add to that pain is they're putting in the new quests for everybody where you have to ascend an artifact. I haven't gotten that quest yet personally, but I think that's going to be a very annoying quest for anybody out there. And you can leave it in the comments down below. Have you gotten that quest yet? I think it's super annoying. I do know that you need to use, let's see, the quest is to get, I think, just 1 artifact ascension. In 1 artifact ascension, I guess it depends on your artifact set. So if I were to utilize, say, a 5-star piece, now 5-star pieces are cheaper than 6-star. So let me move myself out of the way. So you can see down below me here, it is 45 to ascend this 5-star piece. And it is, if it's a 4-star piece, obviously it's a little bit different. But I don't have any 4-star pieces on my account anymore. So yeah, I just don't collect 4-star pieces anymore. There's no point because I'm later game as a free-to-play player. So I'm only working and focusing on legendary 5-star pieces or really, really exceptional 5-star pieces that are epic with triple rolls, if I have them. But honestly, most of my 5-star epics are getting chucked anyways. And yeah, so the 6-star pieces are worth 60, which means every 10 energy that I'm spending, for example, right here, if I go to stage 7, every 10 energy I'm getting between 7 and 8 of the oils, of the lesser oils, which is great and all, but it's going to take me what? 8 times 6, 7, 56, so you need to do pretty much 8 runs, which is 80 energy to upgrade 1. I mean, it's not that great in my opinion. And then if I did, so yeah, so 8 times 8, 64. Yeah, so I'd have to do at least 8 runs. 8 times 7, 56. Maybe 9 runs potentially. It's between 8 and 9 runs. Let's just say 9 runs. So it's 90 energy just to upgrade 1 ascension level. Roughly. Because I'm doing 9 times 8 is going to be 72, right? 64, 72, yeah. So 72 lessers if I get the 8 rather than 7. So I mean, it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. It's very, very annoying. It's irritating that people have to do that. I get it. However, if you're early game, ascending a 4-star piece, I'm sure is not very costly. So you know what? Just for giggles and laughs here, let's see what we could do. Let's just get a 2 to 4-star piece here. Let's do it. Let's see how much a 2 to 4-star piece is worth. Okay, we got a 4-star piece. Not that I'll ever even keep this piece, but this is just for show. Just to see what the price is for a 4-star to ascend. Alright, so if you were to ascend a 4-star piece, it costs 30. So it's half the price. Which means if you do stage 6, right? If you're getting 7 to 8 each one, you're going to need to do at least 4, maybe 5 battles basically. No, 4. So 8 times, if you get 7 times 4, that's going to be 28. 8 times 4, you got 32. Yeah, so I mean, either way, you're going to end up wasting at least 40 energy. At least. At the bare minimum, 40 energy is what you're going to waste. Is that a crazy amount of energy for you for being able to complete the last quest to get 130 energy back if you're really high level? 40 energy, you get 130. The issue is time, wasting your efforts, and then spending oil aimlessly. So personally, I don't even think it's worth spending it into a 4-star piece of gear unless you're just trying to get the last quest completed. I would personally just go for the 6-star gear and the 5-star gear, like good 5-star gear and 6-star gear. I wouldn't go waste your hard-earned oil on 4-star gear at all. And I'm trying to justify, even like I'm trying to think of the positive out of it optimistically. Is it even worth it? And I don't think it's even worth putting your hard-earned oil into a 4-star piece of gear unless you're just simply trying to spend less energy. But again, then it would just be a waste of 40 energy. But you could then, if you want to just do a few more runs, you know, you'll end up getting maybe potentially better gear to roll up with oil. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And leave it in the comments down below. It's a little bit frustrating, I will say. It's also going to be a time consumer because it's going to take up more of your time and your focus. And right now, I'm already having struggles trying to work on Iron Twins because I really want to focus on getting Dragon's Lair done. And I want to focus on Minotaur's Labyrinth. And I want to focus on getting some more Force Keep items, right? So it's hard to now choose. Sometimes you're going to have to choose between farming Iron Twins one day and farming Sand Devil's Necropolis another day. So for the free-to-play, it's going to be a little bit more challenging now to determine what you want to do, what you want to focus on, because it's taking more and more time out of your day, especially with energy. Now, when it comes to just keys, like this one's keys and energy for the Iron Twins, and then this one's energy. So it's just another dungeon. But again, you need to figure out what you need to do each day. I highly suggest not going for this at an earlier stage. If you're really low level, I don't suggest farming this consistently because you probably don't have that great of gear to begin with. I would only suggest farming this at a low level if you're just trying to complete the quest. But even then, it's kind of annoying that they're doing this. I really don't think they should be putting that quest in for people unless you're like level 50 or 60, maybe even higher, maybe 70 or 80. At least 50 or 60. Because it's just causing people to waste their energy into a dungeon that they're just going to use that oil on a piece that is probably a really low level or not even worth it potentially. Yes, it will help out earlier game players, but I think ultimately it's going to negatively impact their account at some points. Like for example, for me, as a late game player, I tried to roll up my Arbiter gear and I got flat stat attack. So now what was a pretty decent gear piece in my opinion turns out to be still a decent gear piece, but the value went down because I could get a 6-star piece of gear like this one here, or not, that's not speed, but what's a good example? So here's a speed piece. Like if this piece gets speed, then now I'd have to take off this boot and remove it for 100,000 silver and then place it onto my Arbiter, but I have to remove this one too, so now I'm wasting 200,000 silver. So Plarium literally just made it so that you're wasting more silver, more energy than ever before. It's a time consumer even more. You now need to determine what you want to focus on. Harder for people to focus on certain things, which means that more people might just throw money at the game. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive in this video. Like I will say it's great that we're being able to upgrade artifacts, but at the same time, there's so many other negative impacts it has. Also, you can't re-roll the gear. So the fact that you can't re-roll this gear is pretty irritating. I feel like we should be able to re-roll this. At least 3 attempts. At least 3 attempts. And with every attempt, just increase the amount of oil you need to spend to re-roll that boot or any artifact piece or accessory. 3 attempts. The first one that you do is going to be 60 oil for the level 6 rank 6 gear. The second one should be like 80 or 90 oil. The third one should be like 110 or 120 oil. So at least you can do it once, twice, 3 times. Boom, done. At that point, it's like, okay, at least you had a few different shots at it. But you're not even giving that to us. Because I could literally sit here. Now, there's going to be some people that are super lucky, I will say. There's going to be some people that are wicked lucky and get speed on multiple speed boots. But that's not going to be the case for a lot of people. And my thought was that, okay, now that Plarium has brought this in, this artifact accessory upgrade ascension thing to the game, it's going to make free-to-play players become more on par or potentially viable to compete when the new PvP sets in next year in 2023. It's going to allow us to be able to bridge the gap just a little bit more to all those pay-to-win players. But then again, those pay-to-win players are still going to boost their accounts more too, right? Because I feel like they're going to build this into some sort of pack where people are going to be able to just purchase oil. I just have a feeling that they're going to do that. I don't know if you can purchase oil yet, but I do have a feeling Plarium will be creating a pack so that people can purchase the oil, which then will make pay-to-win players even further and further ahead of the free-to-play players. And I know already that that's always been a thing, but I figured that if they don't make this into a payable type thing, it's going to elongate the game for a long time, extend the life of the game, I should say, and it'll help bridge the gap between free-to-play and pay-to-win, because now a free-to-play player can get uncommon 6-star gear and then put a ascension into it and potentially get speed, which could be better potentially than a 6-star legendary piece of speed boot gear in regards to how fast it is for an arbiter or other champion on your account. Those are just some key points I wanted to add to it. I do like the fact that you can ascend gear. I just think that the way they did it is a little bit meh. Could they do a little bit more? Could they not add in the quest right away for people until they're a certain level? Yes, they absolutely could have. They could have changed that, and they can still change it if they want to, which will help most of the player base because a lot of people are very mad about it. But I don't think they're going to do that. So anyways, this video is getting a little bit too long. I just wanted to end it here, and hope you guys are doing well. End on a good note. Hope you guys are doing well out there, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night or day. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.